It's all right. We'll get it. We had a little excitement. Now it's recording. Okay. Okay, I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
I make that motion.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye, so moved. Motion to approve the minutes from the July 22nd, 2024 Town Board meeting.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes from the July 22nd Town Board meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. I need a motion to approve the bills, which is $366,322.97.
I guess we pay the bills. I'll make that motion.
I need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Any comments on the agenda, specifically comments on the agenda? Anybody? Okay. Reports of department. Does any board member have any requests from Jerry, Tom, or Kyle who are here, or John? Do you want them to speak on anything from any of their reports to the board? If so, no? I just want to ask John quick. I know I put him on the spot. Can you come up and talk to everybody about the culverts you're putting in quick, just so they get a little information, what's going on? Because this is a fairly large expense. And we do have roads closed down for a while, so I want to make sure everybody is aware of it. We have it on our Facebook page, we have it on our internet page, but since John's here, we'll let him talk a little because they started today.
So this past winter, we had a storm that washed out a culvert on Bingham Road in Marlborough, and we temporarily fixed it. So today we started to, we ordered a culvert, which was quite a bit of money, and today we started to excavate to get it ready for putting it in the washout that happened over the winter time.
And you had to pump a lot of water out today, huh?
Oh yeah, yep.
So, and what roads are closed, just so everybody's know?
So Bingham Road is closed from Latin Town Road till Hampton Hills. Hampton,
yeah, it's
right?
going
Going to be closed for a week because we can't. There's no way we can keep it open. It's quite a big ditch. The culvert's 50 foot long.
Yep.
So it's.
Yeah, so this is a big undertaking. We're doing this in-house,
Yes.
which is saving the taxpayers quite a bit of money. So I want to thank John for that. And again, the pipes, the culverts themselves are quite a bit of money. So anything that we can save is always good for the taxpayers. So,
And then a week from we're going to skip a week, and then within another week we're going to be doing the one on Hampton Hills, which is double of what we're doing right now.
Yep.
That's another problem that we had for years.
So what the biggest problems we always have in town, as everybody knows, is water, water, and water, right? So this is one or two of the biggest issues that we have. So we've been putting it off, but we had money budgeted to get culverts, so we are doing the work. And I want to thank the highway for doing it, because these are long, very large culverts. So they're using their skills to their maximum, and we're using our machinery to the maximum, which is good. So I appreciate it. Thanks, John. All right, so if everybody's good with all our reports from our departments. I don't have any presentations. Old business. Well, you know, we're still, we don't have the Ridgeline on here for a vote. Again, it's probably not going to be to the end of the month of next month or the first meeting of next month. Depends. Everybody's on vacation. Like I told everybody last meetings, everybody's on vacations, and I want to have the full board here to vote on this. I want to make sure everybody has a say and everybody has a voice. So that's what I'm waiting for. And unfortunately, we don't have a full board. So we're waiting for that. Everything's in place. Again, I said this last meeting. So we're going to move forward on that once we get everybody here. New business. I do have to advertise for opening on the Board of Assessment Review position. More than likely, we're probably going to get same person come back and ask to be on there again, we normally will give them first nods, but if no one else comes. But this is something we do have to do by law, and we will advertise in case other candidates want to come in and be on the Board of Assessment Review. So I need a motion by the board for us to advertise for the open position on the Board of Assessment Review.
I'll make the motion to advertise for the Board of Assessment Review opening.
I'll second that, Ed.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, good, so moved, thank you. And I go on to correspondence. First one from the Boy Scouts of America. Joyce Lent, the Cub Scout Master, Pack 73. Town of Marlborough Supervisor and the Board of Trustees. Cub Scout Pack 73 will be using the Cluett Chance Memorial Park facilities for the day on August 24th, 2024 for an end-of-the-year ice cream with the Scout recruiting event. We'll be using the pavilion and kitchen facilities, freezer and sink only, starting at 9 a.m. and ending approximately 4 p.m. I write in this letter to request a waiver of the resident rental fee that is normally required for the use of this facility. We very much appreciate your consideration of this request. Thanks, Joyce Lent. So I just need a motion to allow the Boy Scouts Pack 73 to use the Cluett Chance Park on August 24th from 9 a.m. to approximately 4 p.m. and waive the fee.
I will make the motion for the Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts to use the park on August 24th at no charge.
Need a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So moved. And Kyle, that's in the book, right? Right? Okay, so now we got one for community center and train station reservation. This is what was addressed to Danielle at the time. Thank you for your help in handling the request for the use of the community center at the Milton train station. At this time, we're requesting the usage of the conference room every third Wednesday of each month starting September at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Also June 22nd, 2025 for a brunch meeting, 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. at the community room with the kitchen. We also request the use of the Milton train station on September 4th at 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. membership meeting application. This is for the Marlborough Milton Lions Club, and we request that all the fees be waived, if so by the board. And this is from Frank Carafaccio. There I go again. Carafaccio. So all applications have been submitted, all dates have been secured, insurance is on file. So we have this all set up in the clerk's office. It's just a matter if the town board wants to waive the fees and allow the Lions Club to use the facilities at no charge. So I just need a motion.
I'm fine with that. I'll make the motion for the Lions Club to use the community center on the dates noted at no charge.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you, so moved. Okay, town board. Dear members of the town board, I hope this letter finds you well. My name is Julianne Furio, and I am writing on behalf of the girls JV varsity volleyball team at Marlborough High School to request a waiver or reduction of the rental fee for our upcoming school event at the Marlborough Community Center. I'm glad the community center is getting a lot of use. This is great. So we are planning to host an end-of-the-season volleyball banquet, a significant event for our athletes, parents, and community members on December 7th, 2024. The event aims to celebrate students' athletic achievement for the fall season, and we believe that hosting the Marlborough Community Center will provide an appropriate setting and facilities needed to make it a success. As a public school, our budget is often constrained, and allocating funds for rental fees can be challenging. By waiving the rental fee, you would be directly supporting our recreational, educational, and community building efforts. This gesture would also allow us to allocate more resources toward enriching the experience for our students and attendees. I assure you that the event will be well organized with measures in place to maintain the venue's condition and ensure compliance with all town regulations. Additionally, this event will provide positive exposure for the venue and highlight the town's support for local athletic and educational initiatives. Your support would mean a great deal to our JV varsity volleyball team. If you require any further information or wish to discuss this request for more detail, feel free to contact me or email me or on my cell phone number provided above. Thank you for your time and consideration. We look forward to your response in hosting a successful event, benefit for our athletes and our community. Sincerely, Julianne Furio. So this would be the first big
Now, they still
athletic
leave
event at the
deposits
community
for
center,
cleaning up,
so
right?
I think it's pretty cool. So I'm definitely in favor of it, but I need a motion by the board members to waive the fees. I think we should waive the fees. I don't think we should just reduce the fees. I think for the athletes, we should waive the fees. It's for a non-for-profit, so I just need a motion.
I will make the motion to waive the fees for the rental of the community center for Marlborough Volleyball's end-of-year banquet on December 7th.
I need a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. I will, Kyle, you have this set up with Emily, right? Okay. Okay, dear Supervisor Corcoran and Town of Marlborough Town Board, the Town of Marlborough Republic Committee would like to use the Community Center for Republican Committee meetings on August 14th at 7 p.m. We ask the use of that fees to be waived, and that's from Thomas Coupart, Republican Committee Chairman. Okay, I guess we're going on just like the Democrats, so now here we go. So just everybody knows, everybody up here is on the committee, and we did do this for the Democrats, so I guess it should be fine, right? So I need a motion.
So I'll make the motion to waive the fee for the rental of the community center for the Town of Marlborough Republican Committee on
August 14th.
14th, what is that? That's Wednesday? Is that right?
August 14th, coming up, 7 p.m.
I'll second it.
We don't ever meet on a Wednesday.
Yeah, why are we meeting on Wednesday?
I don't know, it's got Wednesday. He's got the wrong date, I don't know. 14th, that's what he said, maybe he's
Okay,
meeting.
then on August 14th.
Probably because a lot of people are on vacation again.
Perfect.
I need a second.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Boy, I got everybody wants to use it here. There comes the Democrats. Good morning, Supervisor Corcoran. Thank you for use of the community center at the venues for the MDC's biannual reorganization meeting and July monthly meetings. I would like to meet there again Wednesday, August 7th at 6:30, and if possible, each month going forward for the perpetually, and if that's possible, I would coordinate with Emily. I look forward to hearing from you soon, and that's sincerely Ted Miller from the Marlborough Democratic Chair. Right?
Yeah,
Seven.
August
So it
7th.
says August 7th, which that's already happened. What he's saying is they want to use it every Wednesday going forward.
Every Wednesday?
How are you gonna do that? We just booked.
I mean, every Wednesday of the month.
First Wednesday.
Next
First
month, we
Wednesday.
already did this month.
Yeah, I think we didn't do this last month?
I thought we did. Didn't we do this last meeting?
Say you had to, because if it was already approved for the 7th, it had already been
Yeah.
approved.
I think we did.
I need to more just in case I was looking for someone.
Well, Tina's been on vacation. Maybe she threw that in there by accident. Yes, Mickey?
We're sitting here having a debate whether it's the first Thursday or the first Wednesday of the month.
What?
You're the first Wednesday, right?
Yeah, if I could add, he said that we were meeting Wednesday this month, but from now on, it'll be Thursday.
It does say it on there.
But you're the first Thursday of the month.
Yeah,
All right, and he's got to coordinate with Emily. So
okay.
as long as he coordinates with Emily, we're good. And the same thing with the Democrats and the Republicans. We're all good. We could all meet there. It's a community center for everybody, right? So it's all good. We just got to coordinate with Emily, right? Is the board okay with that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay? All right? Thank you. Yeah, this must be last time's, because this is half of the town. Yeah, this is last time's, and this is last time. Okay, so we're good with correspondence. All right.
Nobody resigned.
Nobody resigned, Jerry. What's going on?
Jerry, it's like 4 weeks in a row.
It's the summertime, that's why. All right, we got public comments. Anybody have any public comments? This is your time to come up. You got 3 minutes if you want to speak on anything. Come on up.
Hand up.
Come on up.
First of all, thank you. I'm very happy that we have the community center that everybody can take advantage of. It's beautiful.
Sure.
Just a clarification, somebody asked me how the money for the highway department was coming in, and I couldn't remember. Is that grant money or
Which highway?
for the revisions or the highway department building that you're passing a resolution?
Bonding.
It's bonded. I couldn't remember if you had already said that.
Yep. We have a set amount of money in the budget this year for a bond that will cover exactly what this bid came out to be. So it will not raise any taxes. It's already in there because we had bonds fall off last year. So what we did is the highway department
Right.
kept the majority of it. I asked John, and we had a discussion about using monies to do this project, and I said, this is the only way this project can go forward, and so we took the monies that we were expending prior and set it aside for this bond, so
Thank
that's why
you.
we did it.
Thank you for jarring my memory.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay. Yes, come on up.
Hello, folks. I'm Paul Ellis Graham, and I'm in Marlborough. I just had a concern, I guess, and I know you're going to be dealing with it next month. But I live on Ridge Road, Ridgeview Lane, and so whenever I go out to the back to sit on my deck, I get to see the ridge line. And now there's a hole in it. And it really makes me depressed because it's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful view. So I just need you to consider that when you decide what you need to do. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Yep. Anybody else? No? All right. We got a bunch of resolutions tonight. So the Milton Library, Sarah Holt Library is going to be putting up for vote to increase their budget again this year. I think they're going to start doing this every year because what happened is they've been getting behind. They go 5 years and then they ask for a big amount from the public. This way you'll see every year in the public what their budget really is and what their cost increases really are. But by law, the town board of the town of Marlborough actually have to pass a resolution in order this to get onto the ballot. So that's what this resolution is all about. So this is resolution number 59 to approve proposition by the Sarah Hall Library. Supervisor Clerk proposes the following: notice of submission of questions to voters of the town of Marlborough at the next general election. Notice is hereby given that pursuant of New York State Educational Law 259-113, in accordance with the provisions of the New York State Election Law, the following questions will be submitted to the qualified voters of the town of Marlborough at the general election to be held on the 5th day of November 2024. And this is the actual wording which will be on the ballot. Shall the annual contribution of the town of Marlborough for the operation budgets of the Sarah Hall Free Library be increased by $9,460? That's $9,460 to the sum of $198,660. So $198,660 will be their new annual budget. Further notice is hereby given that said election shall be held at the town hall at St. Mary's in the town of Marlborough on the 5th day of November, and the polls will open on the day between the hours of 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. So just one caveat, that is, as of right now, that is accurate and probably will be, but they still have been trying to push us to have general election day at the community center. Definitely early voting, we already worked that out, right, Carl? Is going to probably be at the community center, definitely. But I think election day, I convinced them that for now, we're going to keep it at the 2 spots, all right, until we see how it works up there with early election. So, but as of now, that's totally accurate. And moves for its adoption.
Councilman Walbelli.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa.
Yes.
Councilman Zambito.
Yes.
Supervisor Corcoran.
Yes. Resolution 60, to authorize supervisor to sign an intermunicipal contract with the town of Lloyd. So this contract is between us and the town of Lloyd. Obviously, it's a 5-year contract, and this is when we have conflicts of interest with our Board of Assessment Review. We can send someone to them, they could send someone to us. So if there's someone on the Board of Assessment Reviews and someone that they know comes in front of them, we have an alternate that can come in. So this is what this is about. And so Supervisor Corcoran proposes the following, whereas the town of Marlborough and the town of Lloyd had an intermunicipal contract for the coverage of the parties' respective Board of Assessment reviews due to possible conflicts of interest, and whereas the intermunicipal contract expired in May, and whereas both parties wish to renew the intermunicipal contract, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Marlborough hereby authorize the supervisor to sign an updated contract with expiration date of August of 2029 and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Baldwin.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa.
Yes.
Yes.
Supervisor Corcoran.
Yes, thank you. All right, so this one has been going on for a while. This is the Resolution 61 to authorize the supervisor to sign a memorandum of agreement with the Marlborough Town Police Relievant Association Inc. For the part-time officers, and then we're going to have one for the full-time officers. So myself and Ed have been negotiating with Chief Kokoza for what? Seems like 2 years now.
We had it done in.
It seemed like we had it done in the first 6 months, and then it dragged on to 2 years. But it's finally done. Just so the public gets a little background, there's a market adjustment for salaries in the first year, and then it's a 3.5%, 4%, 3.5% raise. So this is a 4-year contract. There's a 5 cent, 10 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent increase in their differential pay. That's pretty much the big end of it, but I will say on the town's perspective, which we fought for, and that's what probably took 2 years, is that now any new employee does have to pay 20 years into their health care. As of when I first started here, they paid nothing into their health care. We finally got them to 10 years, and now we got them to 20 years. So it was worth the wait in the long run for the taxpayers. We were trying to make the salaries where they were competitive enough so we didn't have to keep getting letters from Jerry that everybody keeps resigning,
Working so far.
but stay within a budget that made sense. So, I think both sides should be happy with this contract, and I want to thank Ed and I want to thank Jerry for all their hard work. And then at the end, we did have to bring in our attorney. I will say for the first year and a half, us three did negotiations ourselves to try to save taxpayers' dollars. And until we had to get a lawyer, that's when we got a lawyer. So we saved some money there. So I just want to thank you guys for all your work. So we'll be back at it in a year and a half. So anyway, this is Resolution 61 to authorize supervisor to sign a memorandum of agreement with the Marlborough Town Police Association Inc., the part-time police officers. Does the board have any questions, by the way, before we go through this? I know we've had this. Supervisor Cork proposes the following, whereas the town of Marlborough and the PBA are parties to a collective bargaining agreement that had the expiration date on December 31st, 2023. And whereas the parties have now reached an agreement, now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Marlborough hereby authorize the town supervisor to sign a memorandum agreement with the PBA for the part-time police officers and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Baldwin.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa.
Yes.
Councilman Zambito.
Yes.
Supervisor Corcoran.
Yes. And Resolution 62 to authorize the supervisor to sign a memorandum of agreement with the Marlborough Town Police Relievant Association Inc. of the full-time police officers. Supervisor Corcoran proposes the following, whereas the town of Marlborough and the PBR are parties to a collective bargaining agreement and that had an expiration date on December 31st, 2023. And whereas the parties have now reached an agreement, now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Marlborough hereby authorize the town supervisor to sign a memorandum agreement with the PBA for the full-time police officers and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Baldwin.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa.
Yes.
Councilman Zambito.
Yes.
Supervisor Corcoran.
Yes. And so Jerry, Jen, and you guys got a lot of work to do now because as you see that it expired on December 2023, which means they are owed back pay from December 2023.
Probably the closest we
So-
got to the year it actually ended.
We thought we were going to have it done this year without doing that. But anyway, I know they already probably started doing it, but we're going to be there. All right, Resolution 63 so this is, if anybody hasn't known, we've, which Mickey just came up and asked the question about, is we are trying to renovate our last building that hasn't been renovated probably in, I don't know, 75 years or more, probably. We never had the opportunity where the budget numbers were able to work out that we could possibly do this. And that's why I begged and pleaded with John that we do this year. And, you know, again, it's an expense to the taxpayers. Don't think I don't understand that. It's a big expense. I think it's an expense that is well worth it. It's the last building. It's a building right on 9W. It's something that everybody sees. As you say, HGTV is coming to our town in a couple of weeks, and guess where they want to go? Right to the community center to film, because they said it's a beautiful location. So they don't want to go to the highway department, I can tell you that right now. So anyway, not that the highway department is going to be, you know, but it's an eyesore on 9W. And not just that, the facility itself has undrinkable water, the electric's outdated, the heating's outdated.
That was full of asbestos.
So
too.
it's got all kinds of issues. So, you know, this is why the board did a lot of work. We rebid this twice, not just once, because we had to cut stuff out so we could get the number where we're not increasing taxes. So this number here where we're at is going to be close in combination about $1.9 million. Okay? So it's a lot of money. But it's not going to increase your taxes. It's already budgeted for,
So we
okay?
don't have to do it for another 40 years.
So don't get scared by the number, because I could tell you in the last 2 years, 3 years, everything has gone like crazy. Like if this was probably done 5 years ago, it'd probably be
Easier.
40% less than what this number is right now. But again, timing is everything. We didn't have the money then. Right now, we do. So anyway, this is going to be in a whole bunch of different resolutions because the Wicks law requires us to bid this out in all traits, meaning we have to do general construction, we have to do electric, we have to do plumbing, and we have to do HVAC. So there's 4 actual bids, which makes it very difficult because if you don't get one bid, you can't do the job. So we were lucky enough to get enough bids for all 4. So here we go. Resolution 63 to award the Town of Marlborough DPW garage renovation general construction contract. Supervisor Corcoran proposes the following, whereas Greenman Peterson, Inc. had prepared bid documents for the Town of Marlborough DPW garage renovation, and that's GPI, that's our engineering firm, just so everybody's understanding. Whereas the Town of Marlborough Town Clerk's office is at the direction of the Town Board advertised for the bids on June 24th, 2024, and whereas by 11:30 a.m. on July 26, 2024, the close of receipt of bids, the office of the Town Clerk had received 3 bids, and whereas the following bids were received. Barone Construction Group, $1,173,000. Tom Copart Construction, $1,395,000, and Darlene Associates, $1,839,000. Whereas Greenman Peterson had reviewed the bids for completeness and all references were checked, and whereas it is a recommendation of Greenman Peterson that the contract Town of Marlborough DPW garage renovation be awarded to the lowest bidder, Barone Construction Group, in the amount of $1,173,000, and moves for its adoption. And everybody knows that we do have in our code that anything that's above $250,000 requires an apprenticeship program, and that is in place by this contractor. So just so everybody knows, we're trying to be as transparent as possible here, that that's in place. So it moves for its adoption.
Councilman Malinelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa?
Scott, I have a question before
Yes.
we vote. Are there any opportunities to apply for any grants or any assistance from our elected officials
asked.
after this is passed, once the project is
Not once we start, no. Not once we start. I've asked
I know you have
like
asked.
crazy, and
No.
they keep saying they don't have anything for this specific type of work. Like they have a lot of stuff for roads right now. They have a lot of stuff for actually bridges and culverts and things of that nature. But they don't have anything for DPW department constructions, which I thought they would, right? You think they have a lot of stuff for roads, and if you can't, have a facility, you can't really fix the roads, but there's not. So, no, unfortunately. And yeah, after we start this, you can't go back. So,
Okay.
yep.
All right, given that it's being bonded, yes.
Councilman Zambito?
Yes.
Supervisor Corcoran?
Yes.
Chris, when do you think this thing will be done? What, you got an idea?
Well, they have a time frame to be done by December 27th. And then if they're not done by that specific time, there's penalties involved. But that only depends if they can prove to me they can't get materials. Because we also told them that, look, we understand with the way the world is today, it could take 4 months to get something, you know. And if it's an important part like an HVAC part or an air conditioning. But we're pushing to get done before the end of the year. And that's because of the time constraint with the fellas. They got to get all the machinery in there and they got everything set. There is going to be some mobilization by our guys. Look, let me just tell you, to get this number down to this, again, I had to rely on the highway guys to do a lot of work. They're going to be doing a lot of work, prep work for this. I mean, they're going to be doing a lot of demolition work, all right? To do this. They're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars, put it that way. The first bid we came out was $500,000 more than this bid. Okay? That tells you how much we've saved in one bid, $500,000. So they're going to be doing a lot of work. There's mobilization. They got to empty the whole building out. We're going to have to get some rental trailers for offices for those months so they have a place to do business in. Luckily, it's not too cold yet. We also do have the garages in the back that they can utilize, the new garages we built years ago. So we'll be utilizing those too. But we do have a lot of mobilization to do, which is probably going to take, you know, a good month to get there. So we are pushing our contractors. They know the time schedule, but I believe they can do it. So, you know, a lot of this work is exterior work and it's truss work. Things like that. So those are prefab. So,
Excuse me. Once this all gets approved, he can start immediately, right?
well, there's a wait involved.
How long?
So there's a little, like, they got to mobilize. We got to apply for the bond. There's all those. Then there's a resolution for us to put up the bond. So there's going to be a little wait. They know it though. So, you know. And again, if we take a little more time than we're supposed to, then we're going to give them that time on the contract. Now, you know, we don't want to see this go all the way into the summer of next year, obviously, but we do, you know, they know it. And look, they want to get done too because they have other projects too. So, you know, this actually works out in a lot of the contractors' favor. I think last bid, some of the higher prices too had to do with they were doing schoolwork right now, a lot of these contractors, and they couldn't commit to getting this done in that time frame when we wanted them to get done prior to this. So now that schoolwork is finishing up, they're going to come off those jobs and they're going to go on to this job. So it kind of works out for them too. So that's the goal, Eddie, the end of the year.
Okay.
That's what I said about the community center. No, I hope they'll never get
That's
that.
why I asked.
That was a year and a half. So it'll get done. These guys are good. These are all good contractors. So Resolution 64 to award the Marlborough DPW garage renovation plumbing contract. Supervisor Cork proposes the following, whereas Greenman Peterson Inc. had prepared bid documents for the Town of Marlborough DPW garage renovation, and whereas the Town of Marlborough Town Clerk's Office, at the direction of the Town Board, advertised for the bids on June 24th, 2024, and whereas at 11:30 a.m. on July 26, 2024, the close of receipt of bids, the Office of the Town Clerk received 2 bids, and whereas the following bids were received. Candela's Plumbing and HVAC, $154,800. Integrity Mechanical, $174,600. Whereas Greenman Peterson had reviewed the bids for completeness and all the references were checked. And whereas the recommendation of Greenman Peterson that the contract Town of Marlborough for the DPW garage renovation be awarded to the lowest bidder, Candela's Plumbing and HVAC, in the amount of $154,800, and moves for its adoption.
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman Zambito?
Yes.
Supervisor Corcoran?
Yes. Resolution 65 to award the Marlborough DPW garage renovation HVAC contract, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, if everybody doesn't know what that means. Supervisor Corcoran proposes the following, whereas Greenman Peterson Inc. had prepared bid documents for the Town of Marlborough DPW garage renovation, and whereas the Town of Marlborough Town Clerk Office has the direction of the town board, advertised for the bids on June 24th, 2024, and whereas by 11:30 a.m. on July 26, 2024, the close of receipt of bids, the office of the town clerk had received one bid, and whereas the following bid was received, DJ Heating and Air Conditioning, Inc., for $343,000, whereas Greenman Peterson had reviewed the bids for completeness and all references were checked, and whereas the recommendation that Greenman Peterson that the contract Town of Marlborough DPW garage renovation be awarded to DJ Heating and Air Conditioning in the amount of $343,000, and moves for its adoption.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa,
Yes.
Councilman Zambito,
Yes.
Supervisor Corcoran,
Yes. And Resolution 66 to award the Marlborough DPW garage renovation electrical contract. Supervisor Corcoran proposes the following, whereas Greenman Peterson, Inc. had prepared bid documents for the Town of Marlborough DPW garage renovation, and whereas the Town of Marlborough Town Clerk's Office, at the direction of the Town Board, advertised for the bids on June 24, 2024, and whereas by 11:30 a.m. on July 26, 2024, the close of receipt of bids, the Office of the Town Clerk had received two bids, and whereas the following bids were received: Upstate Electric for $299,195. J&J SAS Electric, $334,000. Whereas Greenman Peterson had reviewed the bids for completeness and all the references were checked. And whereas the recommendation of Greenman Peterson that the contract to the Town of Marlborough DPW garage renovation be awarded to Upstate Electric in the amount of $299,195, and moves for its adoption.
Councilwoman Woodall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa,
Yes.
Councilman Zambito,
Yes.
Supervisor Corcoran,
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. John, start moving. No, not yet. We gotta get a bond in place, so let's don't do anything yet. So, okay, so Resolution 67 to retain Vanderwater and Vanderwater LLP to provide legal services. So we already have Vanderwater for legal services. Everybody knows that. But everybody also knows we've been having an issue with a applicant off of Purdy Avenue. No. And we decided last meeting, but we finally got this legal document put together, that we will be going to the Supreme Court to try to get the cease and desist order to stick. And this is what this document says, is that we're giving authorization to our lawyers to move forward and to go to the Supreme Court, and that we will expend that money. Now, I haven't said that. There's been a lot of conversation already with our attorneys with this. I know Thomas had multiple conversations with Kyle, who's the lawyer from Vanderwater, who's doing this, Kyle Barnett. And I know we've had a lot of the residents there come in. They've given us a lot of information that we are supplying our attorney with. So I'm very confident that the Supreme Court is going to rule in our favor, but there's a cost to that. So this is what this is about. So Supervisor Corcoran proposes the following, whereas the Town Board of the Town of Marlborough has been advised by the building inspector that Adam H.J. Bronza, owner of 20-38, should be Mount Rose Road, not Mr. Rose, so Mount Rose Road, Town of Marlborough, New York, section, block, and lot number 109-1-4-57, the premises, violated the Town Code section 155-31B. Whereas the Town Board has been requested to approve the commencement of an injunction against the Ulster County Supreme Court to enforce the Town of Marlborough Town Code against the premises owner, the action. And whereas the Town Board of the Town of Marlborough finds that it is in the best interest of the town to retain the legal services of Vanderwater LLP to provide legal advice and litigation services for this action at a rate of $295 per hour, plus disbursements, which means if they have to make copies of stuff, they have to send us any kind of information, we get charged for that. Travel expenses, we get charged for that. So it's an expense. This is how serious we are about this. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Town Board approves and ratifies commencement of an action to enjoin code violations by Adam H.J. Bronza, owner of 20-38 Mount Rose Road, Town of Marlborough, New York, And be it further resolved that the town board authorize the supervisor to retain Vanderwater LLP to provide legal services for this action, and moves for its adoption.
Scott, before we vote on
Yeah,
this.
go ahead.
There was a recent complaint, I know, about this property.
Which one?
Well, the last one that I heard didn't materialize. It was a preemptive complaint, I believe, and then
About a party?
there seemed to be no actual event taking place. So have there been additional
Yes.
infractions since then?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
Multiple.
okay.
So, yes, like I said, like, the neighbors are very good at informing us of these things that happen. And again, I can't,
Yeah.
because now it's in the legal hand, but we have a lot of documentation on a lot of different things that have happened. But, we have to move forward. We can't keep allowing someone to, in my opinion, slapping the town in the face and not actually following through what they're supposed to be doing. We have codes, we have laws, you have to abide by them. We've been nice, we've been kind, we've had meetings. I know all of you have gone up there personally and met with them. Very nice people, I'm not saying that, but you can't not do what you're supposed to do. Either you do it or you don't do it, but we
And
can't.
they haven't made any progress since the last meeting on the
No.
zoning.
Well, they went to the
Or-
ZBA, they got some approvals in the ZBA, but the thing is, the biggest thing everybody knows is that if you don't know, they have to have 10 acres in order to do this,
Yep.
what they want to do there. They don't have a combination of 10 acres at this point. So until it happens, you can't do anything there. You can't advertise, you can't put out a website, you can't take people's money, you can't have parties, you can't rent your pool out. You can't do these things that you're doing that you're supposed to not be doing. There are codes, there are laws, all right? And there are residents that, your neighbors that reside around you, right? That you have to respect them. And these are very nice people, the Bronzes. Trust me, they're nice people. But at the end of the day, they're not respecting their neighbors. And they're not respecting the town of Marlborough. And that's why we are taking the next step, I hope, if the board approves, to do this. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Then moves for its adoption.
Councilman Molinelli? Councilman Molinelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa?
Yes.
Councilman Zambito? Supervisor Colbert?
Yes. And again, it takes, I don't want to do this. I'm forced to do this, just so everybody knows. You know that. I've talked to you for a long time about it, right? I tried everything possibly not to have to do this, but we cannot allow this to keep going on. So hopefully this will wake them up. Oh, Joan, what are you doing back there?
I want to ask a question. What are they trying to do?
What's that?
What are they trying to do?
What is their intention then?
Wedding venues, rentals. They're trying to rent it out for weddings and different venues like that, parties.
And they don't have the room.
In order to do that in the district area that they're in, they have to have 10 acres. Again, like I said, like if they ever do get to that point, can they get approval? Yes, but their site plan approval would have to be by the planning board, and they would have to, there's restrictions put on that, right? It's not like you could do whatever you want. But until that point, you can't operate. You can't operate a business until you have approvals. So, again, and I hate to do this, but I thank the board, and again, I apologize to the taxpayers that we got to spend this money, because Jerry knows, and I know everybody in here knows, I love them, but I hate spending money on lawyers. I hate spending money on lawyers, but you got to do it sometimes. So, $300 an hour. I'm in the wrong profession.
All right, you don't have to rub it
Anyway, Eddie, it's your time.
in. It is already? You sure you didn't comment on the agenda or anything?
Unless you guys have any other
Anybody got any
questions.
questions? Okay, I guess it's time to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, I need a second. Need a second.
Second.
Second at 7:50. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice night.